Hello, I'm Archbishop Philip Freer, the Anglican Archbishop of Melbourne and the Chair of the Board of the Brotherhood of St. Laurence. 6 months have passed since the coronavirus turned life upside down and Australians began facing restrictions and lockdown. Well, spring's now arrived, bringing warmer weather and a measure of cheer, yet clouds of uncertainty and anxiety remain. Lives have been lost because of the coronavirus. And it's sad for the families of those who've died, sometimes alone and isolated, and for the difficulties that people have had in being able to grieve, even attend funerals. So too have many livelihoods been lost. The unemployment data shows that there are now more than 1 million Australians unemployed. And that number is expected to grow over the coming months. In fact, some forecasts suggest it'll almost double by next year. Across New South Wales and Victoria, there is now only one job available for every 10 people unemployed. And the government should be commended for the swift and decisive action it took to support Australians when the crisis broke. And this included introducing Jobkeeper, as well as the coronavirus supplement to Jobseeker, which effectively doubled the payment for the unemployed. These actions have saved millions of Australians from severe hardship and poverty over the last 6 months. But that's soon about to come to an end. The issue is, the crisis has not ended. What will happen to the 1.4 million people being supported by Jobseeker and its coronavirus supplement when it ends? Well, the picture's grim. As long as the crisis continues, Australians need the federal government to continue to focus its resources on providing the support and the stimulus needed. The choices governments at all levels make now will have consequences for communities for years to come. If we pull back on the government stimulus needed, we don't just delay recovery, we make it much harder. We all know that the more we allow something to break down, well, the harder it is to fix. This crisis has destroyed so much, but as we look forward, we can choose how we rebuild. We can consider what kind of society we want. And I believe part of that is keeping a strong safety net in place to catch us when we fall on hard times and to help us back on our feet. That means we need a strong social security system, including income support when we find ourselves out of a job. Falling out of work shouldn't mean falling into poverty. With the coronavirus supplement, the federal government effectively doubled the Jobseeker support payment to help those hit by unemployment. But soon, from the 25th of September, the government is planning to cut the supplement by $300 a fortnight, and with no certainty on the rate beyond the end of the year. If we go back to the payment before the pandemic, that will be only about $40 a day, way below the poverty line, and not enough to cover even life's basics like rent, food and medicine. And more Australians are at risk of this calamity than at any time since the Great Depression. The cuts to the Jobseeker coronavirus supplement will plunge people into poverty, including more than 1 million children. There must be a permanent increase so that people can live with dignity. We all want security for the future. There's a large and growing chorus of voices calling on the federal government to ensure Jobseeker is above the poverty line now and into the future. We can each make that chorus louder by adding our voice. There are many ways to do this, such as writing to your local federal government member of parliament, sharing the issue with your friends and family and inviting them to act. There are so many avenues to help you to do this if you're unsure. You can visit the Brotherhood of St. Laurence website or the Anglicare websites, or just Google Raise the Rate, and you'll find numerous organisations through which you can make your voice heard. One thing this coronavirus crisis has shown us is that we're all connected and we're all vulnerable. If we can rebuild a society and an economy that gives financial security to everyone, we can take a huge step to eliminating poverty. We all want an Australia that's fair and just, and plunging 1 million children into poverty is hardly that. Now is the time to call for the changes needed to help us achieve that vision. Let's raise the rate for good. God bless you and keep you.